There were a lot of surprises at the Game Awards this year. One of them being Elden Ring: The Night Reign. That's a game that really stood out to me, along with The Witcher 4, which I'm going to get into in a different video. But yeah, the Elden Ring: The Night Reign is a big deal because I didn't expect another Elden Ring game this soon. And apparently, this is supposed to be coming out sometime next year in 2025. We have no idea when the official release date is. But we do know it's going to be on various game systems, including PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and PC. And quite honestly, I'm surprised it's going to be available for the PS4 and the Xbox One because those two consoles are really old and I get that they're trying to Bandai Namco is trying to do whatever they can to get this game to sell and everything. But I don't know. It's just like I don't hear too many people talk about PS4s or Xbox Ones or anything like that. But seeing how expensive the cost of gaming is nowadays, they want to make this game, um, playable for just about anyone. So that's perfectly understandable. But there are people who have high expectations for Elden Ring, The Night Reign, and rightfully so because this is a game that's going to have like three-player co-op gameplay, and it's going to be like more of an action survival type of video game. And as far as details are concerned, they're a bit scarce at the moment because the game was revealed not too long ago. Um, you look at the original Elden Ring game that came out back in 2022. That was a game that got praised universally. Critics had nothing but good things to say about it. Users had nothing but good things to say about it. I believe it got a meta score of like 96 or something, and the user score was actually lower than that. I think it was like 8.0 or 8.2 or something like that. But either way, people have had nothing but like good things to say about the Elden Ring game, and that was a game that did like record sales back when it first came out in 2022 because I think like within a short period of time it did like over 3 million in terms of sales. And 2022 was kind of a gloomy year overall because, there wasn't a lot of, high profile games that you really cared about in 2022 that came out. And also that year in general kind of sucked because there's just nothing but bad things happening. And I feel like Elden Ring stood out because it was like a light in the darkness and where something good came out of that year that we can look back fondly on. And it set a record for being, Bandai Namco's fastest selling, video game. So I'm gonna go on record and say that Tekken 8 has nothing on Elden Ring in terms of, sales or anything like that. And like Elden Ring, The Night Reign, it's supposed to be more of a standalone co-op spin-off game than it is like, a sequel to the original Elden Ring game. So if that's the case, it might be a while before we get Elden Ring 2. And I feel like this is just something that Bandai Namco is just giving us until they give us an official Elden Ring 2 in the future. But but yeah, I feel like, this is a game that people will be able to get into if it's pretty much like a continuation of what we got in the original Elden Ring game, if it's like more modified, because a lot of people said the game was a masterpiece in the sense where it was it was very laissez-faire because like you have open world games like Skyrim and Far Cry, which are like story driven and quest driven. With Elden Ring, it's like you could pretty much do whatever you want. You can explore like the map, which is enormous. You don't have to like delve into the main storyline or fight the bosses or anything right off the bat or anything. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people found appealing about Elden Ring, and like a lot of people like various features that it had, including its combat system, its landscape, its transportation, the lore, the storytelling. All of them pretty much complement each other, and a lot of people had complained about the difficulty of the Elden Ring game from 2022, and some people like it made them quit. It's something that definitely wasn't casual friendly, and other people found it like challenging in a positive way, where it had forced them to get better and all that stuff. But hopefully, this particular game, Elden Ring, um this Elden Ring game that we're supposed to be getting. Hopefully it's not something that it's going to, make people, want to quit or give up because it's too difficult or anything like that. And I don't think it's going to be as difficult as what we got in 2022, because Elden Ring Night Rain is going to be, co-op. It's going to have up to 3 players, which means it won't be as difficult to defeat bosses or anything like that. I do feel like, making the learning curve in this game slightly less difficult is something that would be seen as an improvement from the original Elden Ring game. But at the same time, it's like making a particular game more unforgiving is something that will help players get better. So I'm just like speculating on what this game might be like in terms of difficulty. If it's too difficult, it's something that might be a turn off. If it's challenging but fair, it's something that might be a turn on. But we have to learn more about that, like in the future or after the game comes out. But but yeah, looking at the visuals and the trailer and all that stuff, like it looks beautiful and it looks like something that casuals like will be able to get into in 2025. But you look at 2025, it seems like we have so many like like video game releases that could possibly overshadow that. And um and I know I've said in previous videos that there weren't too many high profile video games coming out in 2025, which is true because it's not like 2023, which you had nothing but high profile games getting mainstream attention, breaking records in terms of sales and drawing revenue. But you do have like high profile games from IPs that people are aware of. Like for example, we have Doom: The Dark Ages is supposed to be coming out next year. We have Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, was supposed to be coming out next year. The Mafia series is making a return. We're supposed to be getting Mafia: The Old County, which is coming out next year. We're supposed to be getting I believe there's something else we're supposed to be getting next year that's also a big deal. Oh yeah, GTA 6, that's supposed to be a big deal because that's been rumored to be coming out next year as well. We're supposed to be getting a new Fable game as well. There's like so many games that's supposed to be coming out next year that could possibly overshadow Elden Ring, because I feel like Elden Ring from 2022, the reason why it stood out so much because there wasn't too many like big video games from that year that really like overshadowed it or anything like that, at least not to my knowledge. The only things that I could think of that rivaled Elden Ring back in 2022 was God of War Ragnarok and Stray. And but like next year just seems like really promising in relation to like video games in general. And I do feel like Elden Ring Night Rain is something that people are going to have a lot of fun with. I do feel like the visuals and the trailers and the amount of um the amount of potential this game has is something that is going to caused the game to do pretty well in terms of sales. I can't necessarily go on record and, give numbers on how much I expect this game to do in terms of sales, but I do feel that, Elden Ring, the Night Rain is going to be a big deal. It's definitely going to attract some type of mainstream attention, but it's quite possible that it might get overshadowed by some of the video games that I just mentioned, which are set to be released in 2025.